Welcome back. Look, no flicker from the LED lights, and that's because I found a feature on this phone called Pro Video. I've only had this phone 3 years. Why wouldn't I have found that before? It just goes to show I'm by far a professional YouTube video maker. In time-honoured tradition, I've got a New Year's cold. More of a cough than a cold. I feel pretty manky, but better than I have been feeling. So what we're doing, we're getting ready to do a bitter, and it's going to be the same as the Barney's number 3, but using the WHC Bond yeast. So we'll see how that goes. That's probably going to be tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll get much filming done of it, because I've invited a couple of patients to come around and watch. I still might do both, but they won't be in it, obviously. I just thought I'd do a quick update on plans for the year. The support groups for the terminally ill patients are going to carry on an odd ad hoc basis, as are the support groups for people with varying levels of clinical depression. Again, they're ad hoc, and they tend to just happen. There's no real long-term continuity in the support group for the terminally ill patients, because by their very nature of being terminally ill patients, they die. And I don't do tea and sympathy. I do sensitivity and I'll do listening, but tea and sympathy isn't really that helpful. And we try and maximise the time between whenever that is and now. And yeah, it just generally tends to work. But a new group that I want to develop this year is for the friends and families, both of the terminally ill patients and of people with depression, because there are some themes run through for both of those groups, those family and friends of terminally ill patients and patients with varying levels of clinical depression. The main one is that feeling of helplessness. What can I do? Why can't I do anything? And that in itself is quite pernicious and dangerous and corrosive in its own right. I've written a couple of things about cancer and depression. I'll try and put a link below. So my hope is, by enabling those groups that group for friends and families, is that they can then take over and run with it. It won't need me, so that will free a bit of my time. And my time is always balancing various different roles, so brewing club, various other stuff that I'm involved with, and at some point this year I need to get that boat outside, ready for habitation. So that's kind of like where we're going. At some point in the very near future, I want to be moving up to this kit. The only real hold up at the moment, and it's not his fault, but I swapped the large heat exchanger that I had, the 31 plate one that I got with that 500 litre kit, for Andy, because he's scaled up and his heat exchanger really wasn't up to the job, so I swapped my big one for his little one. But his little one, I think 19 plates, is currently over in Middlewich. So if anybody here is going anywhere near Middlewich, when I say anyone here, I mean anyone Sheffield-ish, or even, within a short drive from Sheffield, anyone who's going over to Middlewich and wants to go and have a look at Andy's brewery, Four Priests, and can pick that heat exchanger up and bring it over here, would be blinding. That'd be really, really good. I've put some cans on the website. I decided that the initial canning runs, they're only small batch, just to get used to the canning process, and a percentage from the sales of all of those goes to this place, to run the club and the groups and stuff. Got I don't know, sold about 200 so far. So that, anyway, link below. If you want to know what the beer is, click the picture, or you can just add them to add them to the basket as you feel the need. So yeah, getting ready for the brew tomorrow, the bitter. So I've got the grist down here ready to go in. One thing which I have been mulling over is cleaning. And as an example, you know, I like these big Firmzillas, but the problem is, because this is an immersion cooling coil, it's a bugger to clean. I have cleaned this one, but just little things like, I don't know if you can see, little things like in there and in there. I'm going to need to take these out and give them a clean with pipe cleaner, and then dunk them in Star San. And it's the same really for these. I don't know, hang on a minute. How easy is it going to be to flick the lid off of this and show you what I mean? Yeah, reasonably easy. Again, it's got this immersion cooling coil. Now I haven't cleaned this one yet. This is as it arrived. This is 1 barrel. Well, it's 150 litre ish, and so cleaning that is going to be a bugger, as is cleaning any fermenter. Now the process I use a three-phase process. Yeah, call it three-phase process. First is a mechanical clean. I think I mentioned this in the last video. So get your arm in there, give it a good scrub. Then with a spray ball, CIP, clean in place, caustic, and then last is a final sanitation before filling them. Now cleaning them is a bugger, it really is. So I'm thinking, I've got this big jet wash, you know, it's powered jet wash. That would be a great start, but getting it all out, unruffling the hose and everything, is a pain in the neck. So I did discover this little thing here. Now this is all of my tools use the Ryobi ONE+, and this is just it's a jet wash, 18 volt cordless jet wash. You plug your hose in there, and Bob's your mother's brother. The beautiful thing about that is it comes with a hose that you can dunk into a big bucket of water and it will suck it through there. But it also comes with this little adapter, which you just put into any 2-litre bottle. So, just for things like cleaning the car off after a muddy run with Marley, just put a little bit of detergent in there, spray it off with that. I'll put a link to that below as well. I'm going to have to remember all these links to put below. What are they? Links to my documents about cancer and depression. Links to the cans that are for sale. Links to that. Crumbs. It's going to be busy, isn't it? So today, anyway, is cleaning everything down, ready to get a brew going tomorrow. So I'm doing a boil in the kettle. There's a little bit of water in there. I'm bringing it up to the boil. That's a kind of like a fourth stage, which is before I put anything in there. I'm not going to sanitize it. I don't really need it. I'm just going to give it a boil, clean it down. I'm going to do the same with the HLT. Drop the water down a little bit with the HLT. Give it all a good clean out, because it's been, what, 4 weeks? 5 weeks? 4 weeks? 3.5, 4 weeks since I did a brew on here. So again, everything gets a good clean out. Down there is the grill for the mash tun. I'm going to take that out, get that little jet wash on it, give that a final clean before going in there. Then everything then will be ready for tomorrow. It's only going to be a trial batch, going to be about 55 litres. It's going to go into that Firmzilla there. You might wonder why I've got the 2 patio heaters in here instead of outside, and that's because in that massive wind that we had during storm whatever it was, Henk I think it was, it tore the covers off of them. So I've brought them in here just for safekeeping. There's no connected gas bottles in there, by the way. Do you know, this video's gone on for a little bit longer than I expected. I do apologise, boys and girls. I think I might just pop this video up now, and and then do another video tomorrow, if I get time, of the bitter. So yes, sorry for all that twittering on. I always say this little YouTube channel is 90% twaddle, and for those who are new to the channel, I do apologise, but occasionally there's some interesting content. So yeah, I'll leave it at that on this beautiful Sunday, the 14th of January 2024. I've already signed 3 things 2023. I'll probably get used to the 2024 somewhere around August or September. Until then, if you get a document from me, it's likely it might be signed 2023. So until the next time, when we do this all again with nice clean gear, usual thing, whatever you're doing, please, you do it safely. You take care of yourselves and those you care about. Cheers.
First of all, thank you very much. I normally feel a lot better than I look, but it's particularly so at the moment. It's very kind of you to ask.